Hello, my name is Lee. I'd like to welcome you to this video where what I'm going to show you today is how you can go ahead and set up a 360 degrees panoramic video and export it from Unreal Engine 4. The final result will be something that looks like this. As you can see, I'm here on YouTube and I've uploaded this video to my YouTube channel, and as you can see, you can freely look around and move. So this is a very lengthy process in order to get just something like this, and this, as you can see, is very simple. It's just a stationary camera, and you could, if you'd like, go ahead and animate the camera and have a whole bunch of things going on. However, for the purpose of this tutorial, we're going to keep it quite simple, and what you also need to understand is that this tutorial is not going to be a complete step-by-step as I would typically do, because this process is very lengthy. So the first thing you need to do is you need to go ahead and download Visual Studio. Now you can do that by going to beta.visualstudio.com, and you want to go ahead and download the Visual Studio community. The reason for this is that you need to then go ahead and download the source code for Unreal Engine, and you need to build the engine from source. The reason being is that we then need to go ahead and download some plugins and place that into the build and then build that. So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and download Visual Studio, and once you've done that, you can go ahead and install that. Now during that installation process, there's going to be a point where it's going to ask you, do you want to use the typical or custom settings? At that point, you want to go ahead and choose custom settings, and you want to choose the Visual C++ under the programming languages, and you want to go ahead and use the Universal Windows App Development Tools. You need to go ahead and install both of those, and then you can go ahead and press OK. Now, I'm not going to go through that process. As I said, I already have Visual Studio installed, but you just need to know that those two options need to be checked during the installation process. Now, once you have done that, you then need to go ahead and you need to go to GitHub, and you need to go ahead and create an account. So once you create an account here, and again, I should say this is totally free. There's no fees in this. It's just you need to go here and sign up to GitHub. Once you've done that, you need to go ahead and then go to Unreal, and you need to go ahead and sign into your account. After doing so, you're going to go ahead and go under your account name here and choose personal. Now over here, you're going to see this get UE4 full source code, and you want to go ahead and choose link to your GitHub account. You want to go ahead and do that, and you want to scroll down to the bottom here, and you're going to see this option that says your account, and you want to click that, and it will then take you to a new page. And at that page, it will ask you the username in which you have used in order to sign up to GitHub. Now, I'm not going to click this link because it contains some personal information of mine, such as my name and address and so on and so forth. But it's pretty straightforward. You go ahead, you type your name in, and you just press save. Now, once you've done that, you can then go back over to your account into GitHub, and there will be a little message up here that says that Epic Games has invited you to join their organization. You want to go ahead and choose join. At that point, when you're on your profile here, you can see that underneath you'll see organizations, and you can go ahead and click Epic Games. Once that is loaded, you want to go ahead and choose this option here that says engine, and from here you're going to go ahead and click this option right here that says clone or download. You want to go ahead and click this and choose download as zip. Now, I've already gone ahead and done that, and the last thing you want to do is you also want to go to GitHub, and I'll give you all the links to these web pages in the description. And you want to go ahead and download this export object plugin. Again, you want to do the same thing. You want to go ahead and choose download zip. Now, once you have done that, you will have two zip files here on the desktop, or wherever you save them. You want to go ahead and extract these. So you have the Unreal, and you want to go ahead and extract this, and then you also have the export object plugin, and you want to go ahead and extract that too. So you can go ahead and extract these wherever you want. For the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and leave them on the desktop. So once we've done that, what we need to do is we need to open up both of these folders. So once those both have been extracted, you can go ahead and open these up, and you see this on the export object plugin. You want to go to this option here where it says, or this folder, it says put this in your plugins development folder. So you want to open this, and going over to the Unreal Engine release folder, you want to go ahead and you want to go to engine, engine, plugins, developer, and you want to go ahead and click and drag this over here. As you can see, I have already placed this in here. You see here, export objects plugin. Once you've done that, you can close this for now. Then what you want to do is you want to go back to the Unreal Engine over here, so back to the base, and then what you need to do is you need to go ahead and click this object, that's this file here that says generate project files. Once you do that, you will then be given all the rest of these files here. So when you originally open up when you originally extract the files, most of these files here won't be here. So you go ahead and choose this generate project files, and what you will get is this UE4. Now this is what we're going to use to compile a source. In order to do that, we jump into Visual Studio. So you just want to go ahead and open that. You want to go to File, Open, and you want to go ahead and choose a project/solution. From here, I'm gonna go jump over to the desktop. This is where I have this saved. So let's just go over here. I'm gonna go ahead and choose the, let's see, where is it? Unreal folder, and I'm gonna go ahead and choose open the UE4. Once this is done, this will load all those project files in here. And once this has loaded, it's pretty simple. All you have to do is go over here to the right hand side. Once this is fully loaded, so just give this a moment. You can see here it says it's basically just building the project files. So once those files have all been initiated, all you have to do is go to this option here on the right hand side. And well, first of all, what you need to do is you need to make sure that this is at the target of your operating system. So mine is going to be 64-bit. So I'm going to make sure that that is 64-bit. Then once you've done that, you're going to go over to Unreal Engine 4 and you want to right click. You want to go ahead and choose build. Now, because I've already built the engine, I'm not going to do that. But once you do that, you'll see a bunch of information that will appear here. And at the end, it will say, and once it's finished, it will say it has completed. Now, depending on your computer, really depends on how long this takes. This can take anywhere from 10-15 minutes all the way up to about around an hour. For me, it was around 20-25 minutes. Anyway, once you have done that, you are all ready to go to start, or we're all ready to go to start exporting our panoramas. So, in order to do that, what we need to do now is we need to go ahead, open up the folder for the export objects. We want to go to this option there where it says put this in content folder. We're going to open this, and we want to go ahead and take one of these, right click, and we're going to go ahead and choose copy. Once we've done that, we can go ahead and go to our project folders. So if we go ahead, and I'm going to go to my documents, and then I'm going to go down to Unreal projects, and if we look over here, this is the folder I used before. I'm going to choose the Tolu. I'm going to go ahead and choose content, and you can see that I've already pasted this in here. So it says stereoscopic render. Once that's done, what we can do now is we can go ahead, open up the Unreal Engine build. We want to go ahead and choose engine, binaries, and for me it's going to be a Win64, and then we can go ahead and scroll down until we see the UE editor. We're going to go ahead and open that, and then we can go ahead and set our project up in order to export our 360 panoramas. So I'm just going to go ahead and open Unreal here, and as that is opening, I'm just going to go ahead and pause the video. So we are back here and Unreal has opened. I'm going to go ahead and open up the project in which I placed those files into, in my case the Tolu, and again we're going to wait for that to load. Okay, so we are back here and we are inside the engine, and what we can do now is if we go to the content folder, we'll see that we now have the stereoscopic go to the stereoscopic render, and you can see that we have our files ready to go. Now if we go ahead and look inside here, we can see that there is nothing here. So all we need to do is we need to go ahead and click and drag our camera out here. So this is the camera to the level, or to the for the setup for the stereoscopic panorama. So let's just go ahead and place this, and we can place this wherever we want. So I'm going to do something like this. And once we've done that, if we go to the options here, we can see that we have the left eye and the right eye. So all we have to do is go ahead and click the texture for the left eye and drag this into the left, and the texture for the right eye and drag that into the right. Now below here you can see that we have the output location of where our stereoscopic images are going to be, and then we have these two options underneath here. So we have the frame and number, so this is where the frame will start. So if we're going to start 0, start 10, or minus 100, and so on and so forth. And then we have this next one, which is frame number. It basically says frame number after. And what this does is, if the machine crashes, you want to go ahead and set which frame number it crashed at, so you can continue to build, continue to export your sequences. And the chances are is that the engine may crash when doing this, because this is very intensive on your computer, and it's going to use up a lot of RAM. So once we've done that, all we need to do now is we need to go ahead and go up to the settings, the blueprints. Let's go to blueprints, and we're going to go ahead and choose open level blueprint. Now in here there's going to be a bunch of code. Now if you're using your own project, this code is not going to be here. So let's go ahead and delete this and save. And so in order to get this, let's just go ahead and save our level. We can, if we want, go ahead and build this from scratch, but I'm just going to go ahead and choose the real easy way here and show you how to do this. So if we go ahead and open up the sample level that comes with the stereoscopic scene, all we need to do is go to blueprints, open level blueprints, and we're going to go ahead and copy all this code. Press Ctrl C, and then we can go ahead and open up our level again. So our previous level. So I'm just going to go ahead and open that up. And what we need to do now is we need to go ahead and go back to blueprints, level blueprints, and we can simply go ahead and paste that. Now, when we do that, we're going to get this error. So let's just go ahead and compile. You're going to see there's this error. It says unknown. And basically what this is referencing the camera in the scene. Now, because we're taking this from a different level, and this is a level blueprint, what that means is that this blueprint is dependent on the current level. So unlike a class blueprint, for instance, where we can use them across multiple levels, a level blueprint can only be used within the local level. So to fix this, all we have to do is go ahead and delete this. And what we need to do is select our camera in the scene, right click, and just type in reference. And we're going to go ahead and choose this create reference to BP Gear VR camera rig. And so this is just referencing this camera here in the scene. I'm going to go ahead and plug this into the target over here, and plug this in over to this target over here. And once we've done that, we can go ahead and save. Now, just looking at this blueprint, let's have a look what we have. So we have on the event begin play. So as soon as the level plays, delay, and you can see here it says allow time for textures and so on and so forth to load. So this is set by 1. I like to increase this by 2, but it's really up to you. It really depends on how fast your computer is. Then we have the set, which will turn on the export. So we're just going to say that the export is going to start. And then we have another delay, and actually this delay is how long the images are going to be rendered for. So if you want to go ahead, at the moment this is set to 3 seconds, but if you want something longer, say a minute, you go ahead and choose 60 seconds for 1 minute, and so on and so forth. So I'm just going to go ahead and set this to 60 for now, just to show you that this works. And then at the end we have the turn off export, so we're just going to go ahead and set this to be off. And you can see here that on the turn on we have this checks off here, so export to tick is enabled. We can go ahead and press save. And once we start up, it's really simple. All we have to do now is go up to the top here, and we just go ahead and choose play in edit. We can go ahead and choose play in editor window. Yeah, so we can go ahead and choose play in editor window. Now, before we do that, let's just go ahead and select our camera. Let's go ahead and select the location of where it's going to be saved. And so let's just go ahead and paste this in here. And let's just go ahead and delete all my previous files here in which I was using. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete that. And let's go back into this folder. And as you can see, if you remember, we set that to 60. So all we have to do is go ahead and choose play, and just go ahead and choose play in window. Now, when we do this, your computer will most likely freeze up. And the reason for that is that this is going to be very intensive and it's going to use the RAM. And the chances are is that once all the files have been exported that you would like, you probably want to go ahead and force Unreal to either force quit by pressing Control Alt Delete and closing it. And in some cases, you may need to restart your machine after it has completed. So it really sort of depends on your hardware here. So in any case, let's go ahead and choose play in editor. And as you can see, as I'm doing that, the files are beginning to appear. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pause this video and I'm going to come back when we have produced enough files here that we can combine them and export them properly. So I've gone ahead and produced some files here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and close the Unreal play in editor. And I'm also going to go ahead and press Control Alt Delete as I said. My machine may run a little slow around about now, so I'm just going to go ahead and Control Alt Delete that, and I'm going to go ahead and choose the Unreal editor, and I'm going to choose to end task. Now, once I've done that, we have our images. We can go ahead and check one of these out in Photoshop. So let's just go ahead and open one, and you'll see that we have actually exported a 360 panorama. So again, I'm going to pause the video, and I'm going to wait for Photoshop to open. So as you can see here, we have gone ahead and we've exported our 360 panoramic image. So if we want to go ahead and combine that, what we're going to do is we're going to jump over to After Effects. We're going to go to File. And let's just give After Effects a moment here. There we go, File. Then we want to go ahead and choose Import. There we go, there we go. File, Import. We're going to go ahead and choose multiple files. And I'm going to go ahead and choose the first file and choose Import. And I'm going to press done, and that will go ahead and import that entire sequence. From here we can go ahead and drop this into the timeline, and the length of this image will be how many frames we had. So mine was around 64 I think when it was complete, or when I stopped it. From here we're going to go ahead and choose go ahead and go to composition, and we're going to go ahead and choose to add this to the media encoder, because we want to go ahead and drop this down to a MP4 so that is, and upload this to YouTube and inject the tags that is in order to do so. So let's just go ahead and wait for this to open. Okay, and I'll take you through the settings that I have set up here. So once this is open, we can go ahead and look at these settings. Okay, so here's what we're going to get. We're going to be brought into this new window, and the settings that I use is I go ahead and choose H.264, and that is actually the setting I use. By default, I think it is set to QuickTime or something along those lines. In this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and under the form, I'm going to go down to H.264. I'm going to go ahead and choose the match sequence and high quality bitrate. And then we're going to go ahead and choose an output. I'm going to go ahead and drop this to the desktop and call this video. Actually, let's call this 360 video. Go ahead and press save. And once we've done that, we can go ahead and press OK. And all we need to do here is go ahead and press this play button, and that will go ahead and render the sequence out for us. So again, as I said, because this is generally a long process, I mean, all the things in this tutorial are generally a long process. So I'm just going to go ahead and pause this video while this compiles all those frames for us. Okay, so we're back here and we have gone ahead and exported our video. Let's go ahead and have a look at what we have here. So you can see here I have this 360 video, and if I right click on here and go open with, and I'm just going to go ahead and choose VLC, you'll see that we'll get about maybe 2 seconds of video before it closes. There we go. And so that's what we have. So we've gone ahead and we've compiled our sequences. Now what we need to do now is we need to go ahead and get this ready to upload for YouTube. So if we go over to the web browser, and you can see that YouTube here has a tool that we need to use, and again I'll place the link in the description. We're going to step 2, and we just need to go ahead and download this install file. It's basically a program that injects some tags into this. So we're going to go ahead and download that, and once we're done we can go ahead and open this. And once that's open, we're going to get this dialog box, and all we need to do is we need to go ahead and choose open, and we're going to go and choose the file, the 360 video. And the only option we need to check here is this one that says make video spherical 360. YouTube recommend that we don't use the this second one. I don't know why. I didn't really check the FAQs why, but once we've done that, we can go ahead and choose inject metadata, and then we can go ahead and just save this out. So you can see we've got 360 video injection, and go ahead and press save. Now once that is done, we have our video. All we need to do now is go over to YouTube, and we can go ahead and upload this to our YouTube channel, and then we will have a 360 video. Now once you do that, once you upload that, it will take a little time for those tags to work properly and for the 360 effect to happen. They say it could take up to an hour. When I uploaded my test, it was around 10-15 minutes, but after that point it will work. So with that being said, I'm sorry that this video couldn't be a step-by-step. As you can see, there are many different steps to achieving this particular this particular 360 panorama, and as I said, I'll drop all the links in the description so you can follow along with more detailed sections, more detailed tutorials. And so with that being said, I'd like to thank you for watching, and if you like this video, please don't forget to give it a like, and please don't forget to subscribe. For now, thank you for watching, and bye bye.